What's up, people? Welcome to week 8. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great now because I just finished grading all of your essays. Holy crap. Okay, it took me forever. I'm sorry. I'm recording this on Thursday, the 6th. I'll probably post it today. And because I want to go over some stuff about looking at your essays. All right. So, yeah, they were a lot of people turned them in, which is great. I've had a lot of classes where people just did not turn in their essays. So it seems like y'all really do understand that the essays are what really counts. Okay. Next week, actually not next week. Let's see here. Whatever week you have essay 2 first draft is due, like the rough draft is due. I'm going to show you some specific essay 1 examples to show you like errors that you should not make on essay 2. Okay. But what I am going to do today, though, is give you an example of how to demonstrate how you need to read my notes. Okay. Every single essay has feedback on it. Everybody's grade has feedback. Okay. Sometimes people email me things like, hey, can you tell me why I made this grade? And then my question is, did you go look at the essay? And they say, no. And I said, well, you need to go look at the essay because I left comments on every single essay. All right. Now, let's see. What I did first off, in order to understand the grade that you made, let me share. Oh, here it is. Okay. Is that I used this essay 1 read before submitting sheet. Okay. That was really important. That laid out to you everything that I was grading your essay on. All right. All this, everything here is what I use to justify your grade. Okay. The things that I highlighted on your essay. Okay. All this kind of stuff here. All right. And if you left things out, then I took points off. 5 points generally. Okay. Sometimes it wasn't always just 5 points. Sometimes it was less than that. Okay. But for some things, it's more. So like here, okay, this is sort of a general, okay? 5 points for each formatting error, citing error, quote integration error, spelling errors, citation errors, typos. 15 points for missing a primary source, which actually no one lost any of those kind of points. But people did lose this one though. 10 points if a body paragraph does not include a direct quote from a secondary source. That people did lose points on, definitely. 5 points if the works cited page contains a source not quoted in the essay. Okay. And then I left for you the citations for all the stories. Some of you used these. A lot of you, though, did not. All you had to do was copy and paste it. And a lot of people didn't. And then they did it incorrect and they lost points. Like, that's annoying. Okay. Some people didn't talk about a philosophy, which is what you were required to do. Okay. Some people did not have their conclusion. Some people's conclusions did not, were not personal. They were just these random, probably AI generated conclusions. So you lost points off for that. Some people just never seem like they think MLA is an actual requirement for this class. And so they lost points off for that. All right. So I can't fully demonstrate what it looks like for you. All right. I don't have your view. I think I can now with the new Blackboard. I think I can figure out, I can look at it from your perspective. Oh my God. Can this thing move? Thank you. But let me just show you what it looks like from my perspective, and hopefully you can find my comments. Okay. Because like when I grade, this is a screenshot. I blotted out the person's names. Okay. And the grade. This is a 60. Okay. So like I see their paper, I see your paper comes up like this. All right. Oh. And I read it, and then I catch errors and I highlight the errors and then I write a comment. What's wrong with that? Okay. Here, they wrote the cat person and it's just cat person. Where are we going? Where have you been? That's incorrect. It's where are you going? Where have you been? Again, this person right here, the cat person, I highlighted. And so then over here, I rewrote the title, cat person. And if you notice the commas on the outside, I put the comma on the inside. All right, that's the way it should look. I highlighted this, and I wrote, there's 3 errors here. 1, no, the. Oh, right here, for this one right here, the cat person. I wrote, there's 3 errors. No, the. 2, capital letters for titles, cat person, cat person. 3, commas go inside quotation marks, cat person. All right. So I will highlight and I'll leave comments. I have another one here, example. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Sometimes I'll offer up commentary on how to word things better. Let's see here. There's a couple here. One is the theme that is portrayed in the story is the struggles of a homosexual woman. So sometimes like the way you write things is just incorrect. Like homosexual woman isn't a proper noun. It doesn't need to be capitalized. So we just put homosexual woman, lowercase h, lowercase w. This line right here, one of the most memorable lines she delivers in the monologue is, there is nothing stronger than a broken woman who has rebuilt herself. The statement reflects on the amount of pain one had to endure and finally pull oneself out of the depressive state to be a better person. That's what the student wrote. I provide some feedback and said, here, look, try to integrate quotes into sentences that utilize the quote rather than just present it. Instead of saying, here is the quote, and then going into why it matters, try to do all of that in one sentence. And then I provide an example. Gatsby reflects on the amount of pain one has to endure to finally pull oneself out of a depressive state. And by doing so, she exclaims that there is nothing stronger than a broken woman who has rebuilt herself. Okay. I don't provide that for every single person. Not everybody that I have a suggestion on how to improve it. Okay. If it stood out to me, then in the moment, then I provided some ways to reword it. Otherwise, other times I might have just like for other people, for this one right here, I might have marked what was wrong is that there should be no capital there right here, because quotes, as I've already discussed, you only capitalize the first word of the quote if it comes after a verb and a comma. Okay. All right. And so you need to find my quotes. Okay. You need to find my quotes because the things I say, my statements, all right, things that I comment, everybody has a grade that's justified for my commentary. Okay. So I don't really know how you do that with the new system. If somebody wants to tell me how they do that, how to see my commentary, cool. If somebody wants to record themselves looking for their commentary and tell me and tell us what to push, cool. And then I'll post that out to everybody. Okay. But make sure you look at it and make sure that you learn from it. All right. This week is week 8. Right? No, sorry, it's week 9. Let me make it visible. It's week 9. In the week 9 folder, you should have, coming into this week, have watched Moana, which I'm going to discuss today in the short amount of time we have. 2, you should have picked a film to write and that you're going to write your paper on, that you should have watched and decide what you're going to write your paper on. Okay. Now, this week you are working on the thesis, your thesis proposal, and your outline. Okay. I need to post your outline. So actually, by the time I post this whole video, this will be visible. I'm gonna on here will be the outline form that you filled out. It'll be very similar to the essay 1 outline. I'm not going to demonstrate how to fill out the outline because it's going to be essentially the same outline from your first essay. Let's see, yeah, from week 4. It's going to be essentially the same outline. It's just going to be modified for for the film. Okay. So it's essentially the same. And then your thesis whatever your thesis statement is going to be, you're just going to write it and upload it so I can check it out. All right, make sure that you have one. Sometimes if I don't force people to write them, they won't. Okay. But then I'm offering an extra credit assignment. Oh, I should put that. Extra credit. Extra credit film class discussion. Some people are upset with their grades and they want some extra credit. Okay. Oops, I didn't save it. Visible. This is going to be extra credit. Where do I need to save? Let's say boom, boom, boom. Okay. Great. I don't know if I saved it. I'll fix it later. Oh, yeah, there it is. Extra credit. Click on here, okay? And you are going to post about the film that you watched, why you liked it, and what are you going to discuss about your paper, okay? So essentially, you're pretty much like summarizing what you're going to say in your outline in this, all right? So do that if you want extra credit. You don't have to do that. And actually, you know what? I might make this thesis proposal extra credit as well, okay? I might make both of these extra credit because I don't think that everybody necessarily needs to do that as well. So here you have 2 extra credit opportunities. All right. There you go, people. All right. Grading. So this is worth 30 points. All right. If you do it here, actually, this will do. Yeah, it's worth 30 points. If you do it, then you get extra points. You'll just get extra points. All right. The this extra credit film discussion, this is going to replace a 0. This will go in and replace a previous 0. If you don't have any zeros, then I will figure out a different way to reward you with points. All right. Cool. So 2 extra credit assignments this week. 1 outline. All right. In your outline, you're going to be doing some research. So your week is still going to be filled with doing some research. All right. And so to give you another example of like what you're doing, I'm going to use the example of Moana. I've already discussed with you Candyman. Okay. And so now I'm going to do a similar analysis with Moana. Let me see if I can get this on my screen. Oh, great. Okay. So we've already discussed Candyman, the way to analyze Candyman, and the way how you can talk about it in your film. Okay. Oh no, screen sharing has stopped. Let's try that again. Screen to share. Okay, great. So we've already talked about Helen and all the ways in which you can analyze the film. So now we're going to do Moana. All right. So we're going to do a feminist interpretation of Moana. Feminist interpretation. Okay. So Te Fiti represents Mother Goddess Island. All right. And she gives birth to all the other islands. Right. She represents women in the feminine spirit. Te Fiti, female, birth, mother, mama. Okay. And then we have Maui. Maui, the demigod male who enters deep into the island of Te Fiti to steal her power. All right. Maui, he's interesting. He represents men, but he's not all bad. He's introduced clearly as a villain in the beginning because look at the way he looks. This is not positive imagery, but then eventually he becomes positive. All right. And so he's very much of the complex nature of men. The hook, Maui's fish hook is a phallic symbol. Phallic means male body part. Okay, that's that is his junk right there. And is similar to Candyman, how Candyman also has a hook. All right, this scene of Maui sneaking his way deceitfully, getting his way deep into Tafiti to steal from her power. Okay, the scene symbolizes misogyny, if you're applying the feminist lens of interpretation. Misogyny, male dominance, the patriarchy in all of its forms. In the home, religion, workplace inequality, rape, sexual abuse, sexual misconduct, and everywhere else where men use their gender to have power and privilege over women. Okay, he is abusing her. This is a scene of abuse. So then we get introduced to Taka, who is characterized as a powerful demon. Okay, but unbeknown to all of us, spoiler, we've all seen the movie, Taka is Tafiti. Tafiti is Taka. All right, Taka represents the rage and trauma that overcomes women who experience all the forms of misogynistic oppression, sexual abuse, less pay, unequal family expectations, degradation in the church, mansplaining, everything. Okay, Taka is female rage. And then we have this darkness. This darkness starts to spread across the ocean to other islands, killing all the fish and corrupting the crops. Because the patriarchy and misogyny is literally a stain on society and existence. Okay, if patriarchy kills equality and it discriminates against half the population, and that will eventually kill the whole population. Sustain. So then we have Moana. She represents female empowerment. The conch, the seashell, was called a yoni symbol, which represents a woman. Yoni, I think, is Sanskrit for womb. Okay, so that's unique to women. Oh, I said it right there. Yeah, yoni is Sanskrit for womb. The ocean is personified as female, always in literature. It's always female. And so the ocean calls her out and gives her all of these conches. So this represents the unique ways women have to fight for respect and for themselves and how they comfort and bond with other women. Okay, this female spirit that's here not to abuse, but to heal, not to take, but to give back. So then, the middle of the film is just fun Disney. Okay, but then we get to the ending though. Moana, through her female intuition, realizes that Taka is Tafiti, it's the same person. She recognizes the spiral. So that she sings to her. They have stolen the heart from inside you, but this does not define you. This is not who you are. You know who you are. So like women are not defined by the rage that they have. Their rage is a product from the misogyny and the patriarchy and the abuse. And so Taka lets Moana place her heart back in her. And so we have this theme of women supporting women, women understanding women. I mean, Maui doesn't understand that the shitty things he did to Tafiti created Taka. And so then he becomes his like victim. He's like, oh, she's trying to hurt me. She's trying to fight, mess with me. She's trying to keep me. She's a demon to me. When it's like he created her. It was his actions that caused Tafiti to become Taka. And so he just fights back while Moana recognizes this. And so then she seeks to emotionally connect. What heals Tafiti is being seen for who she is, rather than as an object to be objectified, which is what Maui did to her. Okay, so then Tafiti wakes up. She wakes up, all right, and her outer shell leaves, okay, crumbles away. So then we have what can men do, okay, because Maui is the same. He's the same guy who abused her in the beginning, but then here he is also, okay? And so she has broken his old hook. The thing that he used to abuse her, she has broken, okay? And so he has to humble himself. He has to acknowledge his bullshit and change his behavior. Tafiti forgives him and offers him a new hook. Okay. And so it's like society saying, listen, the old form of masculinity needs to go away. The old form of the patriarchy of men are men because they're dominant, men are men because they're in charge of women, men are men because they objectify women, men are men because they are the number ones in society. That mentality has to go away, is what the film is saying. That needs to be broken. Okay. Men don't need to leave society, because if they do, then we can't reproduce, and that would not create unity. Okay. So the answer isn't anti-man, but it's that old mentality that men are superior, men are dominant, and men can take what they want. They can take women's bodies, they can take women's jobs, they can take women's power from them. That needs to go away. But what women ultimately want, though, women want equality between both people. She gives him back a new hook, a new tool to use properly, not to use against her. Okay. And that's the difference between men and women. Men traditionally over history have wanted to be dominant, number one. Women don't want to be dominant, number one. They just want equality. They want equal partnership. And that is what Tafiti represents here. Is she, by giving this hook back to Maui, a new hook, she's saying this is a new way of being where we help each other. We don't just try to live for ourselves. And so men need to not use their sex or gender to oppress, ignore, control, or abuse women physically, emotionally, sexually, socially, financially, or spiritually. And if you do that, then all is right in the world again. All is good. Okay. So that's a feminist analysis of Moana. All right. And just for kicks, giggles, Moana is very connected. This film is very connected to Candyman. It's very, it's very similar, where we can do it. Helen is equivalent to Fiti. Okay. Candyman is Maui. All right. These men with their hooks. All right. And then Helen's rage at the end, when she gets her revenge on Trevor, is the same as Taka. Okay. And Taka's rage. So, it's kind of interesting to see how, these films are kind of connected with these similar themes. All right. That was quick. That was fast. I know a lot of you, are busy people. You got stuff going on. You don't necessarily want a super long lecture. And then this week, you don't really need a long lecture because you are just working on the outline of the film that you've already watched. Okay. And that the hard stuff is you trying to figure out the messaging in the film. You trying to figure out what is your film saying. Don't force an interpretation. Let the interpretation come to you. Don't say, I'm going to do a Marxist interpretation. Watch the film and see what it's telling you. What is it? What is the theme? And then apply the lens to it. Okay. All right. You're doing some research. You're filling out that outline. You are getting some extra credit by posting your thesis and posting a discussion post. Okay. Oh, I forgot to say this. Paper. Okay. A lot of people got low scores on paper 1. Okay. It happens. If you don't like your grade for essay 1, do better on essay 2. If you improve your score on essay 2, then I will change your grade from essay 1, that grade, to whatever you make on essay 2. So if you made a 60 on essay 1, it's not the end of the world. Make an 80 or a 90 or a 100 on essay 2, and then your 60 from essay 1 will be changed to the same grade you make on essay 2. Okay. Even if you made a 70 on essay 1 and you make a 75 on essay 2, as long as the essay 2 grade is higher, I will change your previous essay's grade to essay 2. Okay. I'm not doing that with essay 3. If essay 3's grade is higher than essay 1, oh well, essay 1 is where it's at. Okay. There is no essay 2 is your only chance of changing essay 1. I don't do rewrites because I graded the essay. I pointed out all the errors. You learn nothing by just changing what I have already edited. Okay. So your way of improving your grade is showing that you've learned these things. Okay, I'm grading you not on your ideas as much as your communication and your formatting in your writing. So that's what I'm looking for the change. So SA2, I'm grading it the exact same way as SA1. Okay, and so you just need to learn from your mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes that you made on SA1 on SA2. All right, if you are unhappy with your SA1 grade, then do better on SA2, and I will match the grades. Okay, now don't fear though. If you made a 95 on SA1 and an 85 on SA2, I'm not changing your 95 to an 85. Okay, but I will, if SA1 is lower, then I'll change it to higher. Okay, and by you knowing this, tells me you watch this lecture. I'm gonna get a lot of people who will email me saying, how can I pull my grade up? Can I rewrite this? And I'm gonna say, did you watch the lecture that I posted? Did you watch it? And they're gonna say, no. I'm like, well, watch it, because here's that information. Okay. All right. So please make sure that you work hard on this on SA2, that you work hard on prepping for it, watching the film, and doing some research. Okay. All right. Look at the outline sheet. It will tell you what you need to do for SA2. Okay. What you need to include for your outline. Read through it and provide all the information that it asks for. All right. Check you later. Let me know if you have any questions. Goodbye.